Blessings, everyone. Welcome to the DECU for Life Abundance Foundational class for manifesting in spherical time. So, depending on where you are in your journey, I wanted to offer a few different ways that you can move through this course material. For those of you that have already taken the 7 elements, you can go ahead and review these as needed, but I want you to stay in kind of the next with evolving through spherical time and the element of God and the states of consciousness or the levels of consciousness as you are reflecting through the hourglass method. And even if this doesn't make sense to you right now, it will once you get into the material. For those of you that have not moved through the 7 elements, I want you to at least just absorb what the elements are by reading what they are or watching the video that goes with it. This is just going to create a foundation that you can use as you start to reflect where you are in your level of consciousness and connect it to the frequency within the God sphere. It does not have to be something that you fully understand or absorb. This is going to be a lot of material, and I want it to just be lightly touched upon and for you to really stay in the experience without feeling like you have to know everything, identify everything, and understand everything. This is a class of frequency and teaching you how to identify when you have moved up the sphere of frequency or down the sphere of frequency, so that you can start to create choices and identify what is being seen or needs to be observed in order to continue to create higher level foundations or move up the frequency scale within the God sphere. As you move through this class, if you ever feel overwhelmed with just too much material, drop it all and just come to the lives. That material will always be there for you to move back into. If this is easier for you to just absorb the material in the lives, I still want you to at least go into the library and watch the videos that I put in there on a weekly basis, because that will be the teaching that will go into the first class so that you have an opportunity to dive into questions so that we can all learn from the place where you are right now. So before the very first class, I will be sending out a reminder, and the 2 videos that will go with the first class will be in the library that you're in right now. So go ahead and watch the 5 levels of consciousness and the God equation or the element of God video. And I will connect those 2 briefly when we are in the first class, and then we will move into connecting those into manifesting in spherical time the abundance that you desire. Your desire of abundance is really the place where I want you to rest until the first class. It's not in the desire itself, but in the frequency of what it will create in your life. So move out of more of the linear thinking around abundance and really open up space for whatever is supposed to come in will. Because sometimes when we try to manifest from the part of the brain that we already quote unquote know, we're limiting ourselves into what we can actually move into when we move into these higher levels of frequency. And this is going to be the biggest challenge for most of you that are taking this class, is that we always want to know what we want in order to get it, instead of just opening up to the space of what is coming in for us and trusting that it's going to be way better than anything that we could ever decide on in manifestation. This is a really big shift in manifestation because the old way was to create a frequency pattern that is a higher frequency and meet that frequency. I talk about this in the video. So now it's more about holding space of what is to come and constantly creating higher frequency foundations within the God sphere and being aware of what level of consciousness we're in each given moment when we recognize our frequency is dropping from that foundation. So let's all create a level of commitment to our foundation is going to be from divine trust, flow, and allowing. Just allowing space to be the observer and the seer and learn to create in spherical time. And if you don't understand what that means, that's okay, because we're creating an experience for you to move into to where you will maybe not fully understand it on a conscious level, but you will feel it. And there will be a day where your consciousness will meet this frequency and you will consciously understand how to create in this new frequency pattern. This is a high-level class, but it's a class that each and every one of you can do. I'm super excited to teach it to you, and I'm super excited to allow it to continue to unfold as we move through so that it can meet each of you where you are and challenge you to move into what is next. I'm sending you so much love, and until we see you Thursday, rest in what it feels like to create a foundation on trust, divine energy. One of my favorite sayings is trust and flow, the light has my back. Feel into what it would feel like to move through life in that frequency. So much love.